All right, we're going to talk about brains today. So let's get started. When we're born, we have an out of the box brain, the default brain. And that default brain is programmed for the animal brain. And that animal brain is programmed to keep us alive and keep us safe, right? So our out of the box brain comes with a really strong negative bias. That means that it's really heightened to make sure that anything that comes across as threatening registers really quickly for us because, again, we're programmed for survival and safety. And that animal brain, really, as in the human body, is from birth to 3-ish. And then the animal brain continues, but then we layer on the dependent brain. The dependent brain is basically from childhood, 4 to 12-ish, and that adolescence brain, 13-ish to 18-ish. Remember, that's also with puberty. Super fun, not at all. Okay, so what is this dependent brain doing? In this time frame, this dependent brain is developing their identity. Okay, this is done unconsciously. It primarily is dependent on external inputs. Think about this like adult influence, the environment that's provided for that child, the way that they interact, social and emotional learning. Okay. Then this thing happens in young adulthood. And young adulthood is from 18 to 26-ish when your prefrontal cortex closes in the front of your brain. And this is when your brain starts to go from dependent brain, unconscious, right? Mainly on external inputs, and starts to become independent. And this independent brain lasts from young adulthood to death. Okay. And in this time, what our brain is doing, in addition to keeping us safe and alive, is thinking about identity development. It's conscious, there's internal and external inputs, and environment is not just provided, it's now created. And the biggest thing to know about this brain is that it's programmable. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that if we never examine what happened to our identity development in our childhood and adolescence when we were dependent on external inputs mainly and the environment that was provided, then we don't get to a place in our brain where we start to consciously decide what was laid down in our childhood that stays because it serves us well and it's good for us, and get rid of those that don't, that do not serve us anymore, and that don't belong in our foundation blocks of our identity. So this means that now, if you are an adult above the age of 26, you have the gift of a customizable brain. Okay. And this customizable brain is built for infinite refinement. If you're taking breath, because of neuroplasticity, you can change your brain. You can decide how you want to feel. You can decide how you want to react to things. And it's based in self-awareness. So the problem is that we can't depend on somebody else to customize our brain. Because when we do that, then we will build up an external identity that is not actually ours. So the question is how will you upgrade your brain?